see where it leads you. Yeah.
And then it's going to just show up on its way, the whole thing.
Absolutely. That's that part of being an unconditional believer. The moment you take that first baby step,
Leap of faith.
the leap of faith,
Yeah.
you take that first baby step, you'll see a small little door opening. And you'll say, oh, okay, this wasn't too bad, taking this first baby step towards overcoming a particular fear. Then you give it a gap, you take another baby step. It's very strange because life and the law of attraction, things like that, The Secret, all that we've been reading about, all that comes into play.
You know why it happens?
Yeah.
It happens because your fear
Yeah.
is actually based on your past experiences.
Yes.
Okay? So if there is an experience that you are scared of, you have to cross it. And the more you cross it, it becomes a past experience. So you have to cross it once.
Right.
And how to kill a fear is cross it for the first time, act on it. Stage fright hai, chale jao stage ke upar mein, and just stand over there and say some garbage or whatever.
And make
and
go
so,
wrong.
Go wrong maybe.
Doesn't
go wrong.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Go wrong, act it out,
Yeah.
and you will be over that fear right over there. Then it becomes your past.
Then it becomes
Then you are ready for your second show.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Let's see if there's any questions or anything. Anybody has any questions? Please feel free to type it in. Quite a few there now.
Yeah, somebody.
It doesn't show. Okay. There's somebody that. Somebody said Nisha. Nisha has put in a question. Let's see what Nisha has to say. I think she's put it in here. It's not showing up here on my phone. Yeah. Phobias. Being paranoid, are they related? Nisha is asking. So let's say let's take a very small example. Supposing I have a phobia of water.
Yeah.
Okay? So now,
Will
will I not be... What happened?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The way it should have been.
Yeah. So supposing, Nisha, any particular kind of phobia you'd like to ask about? We can take that as an example and, talk more about that particular phobia. If you'd like to, or is it just a general phobia? We can hold and see, wait for answers also. So okay, anyway, so she'll type in when she has a particular phobia.
Yeah.
So supposing, let's take an example of a phobia. Supposing I have phobia of water, okay? Or a very common phobia is of creepy crawly things. Lizards,
I think
cockroaches.
phobias are again in the past. If you remember, you had this incident where this war hero and he came home. So what was that? You can speak out on that one. And the temperature would just give him a phobia because of the past experience in the war.
Yeah, that was more like a fear factor. So let me give a small example. That there was a soldier who was at war, and there was a huge blast in the wartime right near him. And what occurred was, it was a foggy day on that particular war day. So years later, even when he came back home and there was no war, whenever it would be a foggy day, he would feel fearful. So that's not a phobia actually, but it's an important thing that you picked up because it is about overcoming a fear. So a phobia is like if somebody has a phobia of water. So now it's amazing, Nisha, that you said actually a phobia. Let me talk about an experience I have had that when I was a child, I was pushed in to a swimming pool. Yeah. And because of that, I had a phobia of water. So I was pushed in and I went down, like drowned. Yeah. So years went by and I had a major phobia of water to get into a swimming pool. The moment I used to look at a swimming pool, I used to say, that's it, I'm going to drown. So in that bargain, I never learned swimming. Now, phobia is connected to paranoia, as she asked, because I became paranoid just looking at a swimming pool. Now, we'll connect it to how being fearful and overcoming fear. So one fine day, I said, let me go to a pool. There was a coaching class going on. I got into the pool, I got into my swimming clothes, I got into the pool and I told the coach, I said, my life is in your hands. Okay? If I drown, I'll see that something happens to you. I'll take you to the courts. And it was amazing because I was scared, I had fear, I had a phobia of water. It was crazy. And there was just that one moment of time I said, come on, Varnas, take that step. It was amazing, Nisha, in fact, that because of this phobia that I had of swimming pool, I never learned how to swim. So when I gave myself up to this coach, in 9 days, I was doing 35 lengths.
Yes, you should probably fight some rats and look at how it's...
So any phobia will, like you said, Raj, will always be connected to your past, to your childhood.
Yes,
Yeah?
it's somewhere in the past, the experience.
Yeah.
And the fear that she's talking about is probably inbuilt somewhere in the past only.
Absolutely, it has to be somewhere. You know, a very common one is a phobia of
Claustrophobia, she has a claustrophobia maybe. She's
Okay.
talking about something
anything
being
particular?
locked over in a room.
Ah, okay. Rats. That's so sweet. Rats, it's not sweet. It's actually really scary when one gets to it. But, okay, let's take rats. Okay? Now, supposing you're sitting in a room, which has happened to all of us, or you're sitting in a cinema hall. You know, the Purane Zamane ka cinema hall always had rats. Now, you have the phobia. A rat will cross you. There have been times when you're not aware and a rat goes over your foot. Maximum, what do? You'll scream, you'll shout. So it's a phobia. So now, in retrospect, when you think about it, what can you do about that phobia? There are certain phobias, like about rats and stuff like that. Those are phobias that you can overcome only if the rat actually comes near you again. Big deal. Just think of it this way. Listen. Look at the size of this sweet little rat. I hate rats too. But look at the size of the rat. Look at the size of yourself. Any of us. Yeah? That rat is doing exactly what the rat needs to do.
Just feed it some rat poison.
Yeah. So that was really mean, Raj. But yeah, we have certain phobias. There's arachnophobia. Arachnophobia is a fear of spiders. So we all have these. It's very strange, you know. These creatures are actually been made just like we've been made. Maybe
We
if
have
a
to
rat
get closer
looked,
to the nature and...
a rat is actually scared of us. When he's zipping across, he's actually scared of you. And he doesn't have a brain to tell him how to deal with that fear. We have the brain. So I know there are certain of these creepy crawlies that everyone does, but slowly, there's nothing you can really do about it. If the rat goes over your foot, the deed is done. It's over.
I think more than rats, what humans are giving us more fear than rats maybe.
Yeah.
The society today, the relationships,
Yeah.
that's more to be bothered about.
Yes.
More fear is being generated from media
Yeah.
and people around us,
Yeah.
our close ones, our friends.
Yeah.
It is really funny. Facebook has started, and when I was just driving out here, before that, a friend of me, she messaged me and said that I have to just look at this post. Should I put it on? Would it look very awkward if I put it on? Imagine the people on Facebook are totally unknown to her. I mean, there are thousands of friends probably she has, a socialite or something like that, and very few close friends. But she's bothered about what those 1,000 people are going to, how they're going to judge you. So being judged is a bigger fear than anything else right now. I mean, we are judged by our watch, by the clothes we wear, how we look.
So these are the fears that we need to overcome. How does one get closer to knowing and understanding yourself. If you're going to only live in fear, yeah, where is that chance
For any kind of fear,
connecting?
for any kind of fear, we have to give more importance to ourselves than others.
Yeah, absolutely. To overcome the fears.
Any kind of fear.
Yeah, knowing yourself.
First, it's for us.
Yeah,
Then it's
and
somebody
it's very
else.
strange because knowing yourself, people kind of think it's a very selfish deed.
It's self-love.
It is self-love. Absolutely, absolutely right. Because self-love is only when you can have love for yourself. Is only when you can give love to
You're
others.
protecting yourself. If you're not healthy, your mind is not healthy. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's an experience. This
Yeah.
life is an experience, and living this experience
Oh, there's
in
some-
this kind of situation,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not into an experience then.
Oh, why is that playing? Sorry. Okay. Why is this playing? It's gone off. What? Sorry, we are just trying to see the technical. We have to see also the comments. Huh. It goes up down.
That's it.
What else? Of course, the fear of
Being
death.
judged. Yeah, we were talking about the judgment.
Let's talk about the biggest fear for every human being. The biggest fear.
But that the fear of death is in all animals also. I mean, that doesn't keep us apart
No,
so much.
I don't agree.
Because we are more aware than other animals, the fear is even more like.
Actually, an animal has no fear of death.
No, of course, if you, it's
They don't know.
they don't know the final death, but they try to protect themselves. It's intrinsic.
Yeah, it's a survival.
Yeah, survival instinct.
Survival.
Yes.
But for human beings, the biggest of fears is death. But
Planning.
Yeah.
We
but,
plan,
But
you know,
in
what's
that-
going to happen to my
yeah,
daughter,
but
what's
in
going to
that-
happen to my
yeah,
son.
all that. But in that whole process, living with these kind of fears, you stop living life. You
That's why they say live in
living-
the now.
Live in the now, live in the present, enjoy life.
Yes.
And these are the, if fear is what is going to take over your life, it's really sad because you're not going to live a daily happy life. I have witnessed that for myself. The time when I have lived in fear of a lot of things in my life,
Your
in my
reality
past,
changes.
yeah,
Your complete reality changes.
completely. It's amazing. The moment I started facing my fears, I made a very conscious decision not to take flight. Taking flight is like sweeping your fears under the carpet.
You have to face them. Act on them.
Yeah. So for me, what worked for me personally was whatever the little fears of life. I took them one at a time. I said, I need to face my fears. Each one, step by step. And the amazing part was the moment I started facing my fears, there was an amazing feeling of lightness. I started feeling like the entire universe started looking different to me. Because I had no fear, I was able to be myself. I could I can talk to a stranger with as much of love as I can talk to a loved one. It's amazing.
The
for
flavor changes, the complete flavor
Yeah.
changes.
You
So
know?
I think today's very important thing that comes out of this discussion is we
Yeah.
have to act on our fears
Yes.
and face them
Yes.
and somehow program your life in such a manner that people don't override you. You should come first
Yeah.
of
Self-love is
most important to you. It is nothing
right
wrong
here.
with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Nothing. Yeah.
And so if other people are trying, I mean, stop thinking about other people or being judged.
I know it's easier said than done, Raj.
Yes, of
But a lot
course.
of people say, how can we stop thinking of other people and start living?
We'll probably have another program on that
But
one soon.
yeah, but the beauty is, if I have to just complete this part, the beauty is when you start loving yourself more,
Then it automatically comes to you.
automatically the people around you feel more comfortable being with you and they feel loved. But if you live in fear, you just, like we said, no, with fear comes anger. So you get resentment, you get anger. Then
Frustrations
nobody
come in.
around you can.
Frustrations come in.
Yeah. So I think we put it all together, and a little bit about fear is what we talked about today. This will be our format. This is the format. This is what we've tried for the first time. So let us know how you felt. Write in some more comments. This video will be on Facebook for a while.
Thank you for the coffee.
And so cheers, and here's to many more conversations.
Thank you for the coffee. Yeah.
Take care. Bye, guys. See you. Bye.